prep for another term. That's right.
Well, are we all set? Everybody set? First of all, I just want to say before I start that today is a beautiful afternoon, and if you're not doing anything this afternoon, I think that you should be mindful of the fact that you can go with your family to Yankee Stadium. The stadium is open to the community, free of charge, where you can see the game even though they're in Los Angeles, but we need to root for our Yankees, right? Yeah! So I think everybody should be made aware of that. Look, today we had a vote. There was a vote at the Planning Commission. And obviously I'm disappointed at the outcome of the vote. I do, however, want to say that I'm heartened by the fact, and I appreciate the fact that there were commissioners or representatives on that board that were with the borough of the Bronx and understood what this is about, working families and living wages right in our borough. And to Marty Markowitz, I want to say thank you. To Betsy Gottbaum, I want to say thank you. And to Manhattan Borough President Scott Stringer, we want to say thank you. Let's give it up for
Thank you.
I think that we send a loud message today where out of the 13 votes, one was recused themselves. So there were 12 votes that were cast. I think we send a loud message where 4 votes spoke for the people of the Bronx, agree with us that if you want to do business in our borough, if you're going to get government subsidies, if taxpayers are going to help to finance your development, that you have to do it with the best interests of the business community around the area, that you have to do it for the families of the borough of the Bronx, that you have to do it where you pay living wages, that you have to do it where you're going to allow for community activity and community programs to be there. And that's why we are here today. We're standing strong. This is just the beginning. We may have lost the battle today, but the war is yet from over. And we want to have a conversation with Related. We want to make sure that they come in. We want them to understand and to realize that when it's all said and done, we want to have the Kingsbridge Armory develop, but we want to do it in a way where the borough of the Bronx is no longer the leading borough or the leading county with the highest poverty rate. You know, these folks, many of the folks, and it was said at the vote today, that this will create jobs. We've seen jobs created before. We've seen jobs created in the borough of the Bronx with the Gateway Mall. But the fact still remains that these jobs are not allowing for Bronx families to get themselves out of poverty, to be able to provide for their families, to be able to send their kids to college, to be able to pay a mortgage, to be able to live with dignity. And if a developer is going to get a piece of property that's worth tens of millions of dollars for only $5 million, if they're going to get a piece of property where already $30 million of taxpayer monies were used to do the roof over, so that $30 million doesn't come out of their pocket. If they're going to get $15 million in IDA money and millions of dollars extra in other subsidies and tax breaks, then they should do that. We should be able to do it so that Bronx families can reap those benefits. Because when it's all said and done, we can't continue to give and give them and give them, and then they're going to open up and just and make money off of the patronage that's being done from a community that still suffers economically. Right. And so that's why we're here today. I'm so proud of the Bronxites. I'm so proud to be a part of a coalition of individuals, of elected officials. We have Council Member-elect Fernando Cabrera here with us today. I'm so proud and happy that we're going to have a lot of elected officials. We will continue to make the case to the New York City Council now. This falls on the New York City Council. So when I say the fight is not over, we're going to continue to advocate. We're going to continue to lobby. We're going to continue to let people know that we mean business in the borough of the Bronx.
Yeah.
And today, I'm so happy that I'm joined by Labor. I'm proud of the fact that Kara is with us. The Kingsbridge Armory Coalition here, as well as other community folks. And I want everyone to listen to Heidi Hines from the Northwest Bronx Clergy Coalition, who is here with us today. So Heidi, the mic.
Go Heidi!
My name is Heidi Hines, and I'm a member of the Kingsbridge Armory Redevelopment Alliance and a board member of the Northwest Bronx we thank you so much for your bold leadership. You showed what it's going to take to make the Bronx a great place to live.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. 2468. Related must negotiate. 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 There we go.
Yes, related must negotiate. It's too much already. So today we were very heartened that 4 members of the Planning Commission took a bold stand in support of the people of the Bronx. I live and I work in the Bronx. I lived for 11 years on Valentine Avenue and 194th, which is 4 blocks away from the Kingsbridge Armory. And there is now, open air drug sales on my block. And the suffering caused by poverty. And the reason that people sell drugs on the open is because of poverty. I once asked one of the kids on my block, who I had to watch them go from being little kids that looked out for the drug dealers to being drug dealers, helpless. And I asked him, I said, Trey, what would it take? And he said, I need a job that makes $300 a week.
Wow.
$300 a week? For crying out loud. That is a living wage union job, and that's all it would take. That is all it would take. And now we have, at the Kingsbridge Armory, 4 blocks away, an opportunity to bring those kinds of jobs to a neighborhood suffering from poverty. And we get a crappy deal. $5 million for that gigantic building. It upsets me too deeply. You can tell in my voice, I hope, that I am not kidding around. There are too many young people, there are too many families suffering in the Bronx. And this plan that they're putting forward is not good for the Bronx. And we demand some good jobs in the Bronx.
What do we want? Good jobs. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Good jobs. When do we want it? Now.
We are going to have a meeting in the Bronx next Sunday on the 25th of October where over 1,000 people are getting together to show how important this project is for us. And we have invited every single city council person and the mayor of the city of New York. And we encourage all of them to come and hear from the people. But particularly, I would like to say that when Ed Koch was the mayor of the city of New York, even if he disagreed with you, he had the guts to come out and tell you to your face.
Amen.
And till this minute, Mayor Bloomberg has not accepted our invitation, which is very disappointing. And we hope that over this next week, he will feel from all the people in this event today and throughout the Bronx the importance of his participation in our meeting next Sunday. And now it's with great pleasure that I ask Fred Lemoyne to come up, who's from the Bronx Building Trades, who is a great friend of Karen.
Hello, my name is Fred Lemoyne. I'm the Vice President of the Bronx Board of Business Agents. We're a representative organization of the building trades in the Bronx. We've been proud members of CARA for almost 4 years now. We're a coalition of clergy, community, various labor organizations. And what we'd like to see is the Kingsbridge Armory developed in a way where the community's needs are met, where everybody is met, not just the building trades. We'd also like to see the RWDSU, which is the supermarket unions, see them taken care of. We'd like to see everybody there. We'd like to see the service industries, which are the people that handle the elevators. We want to make sure that they get what they need to get in there as far as wages and benefits. Private development, especially when it involves public property and public finances, should have requirements that include prevailing wages for construction, the building services that I mentioned, and that any work that falls outside of prevailing wage determinations should have a living wage with benefits attached to it. This Armory project is just such a